What's going on YouTube? What is this? Minnesota State Police. One of the coolest colorways. Actually, it might be the coolest deco. Police car deco, anyways, of this casting so far. That is just such an interesting color combo. Cool light bar. Very cool casting. I like when these tire issues are simple fixes like that. So there's that. This one here, I was happy to find. I had this back in the day. I think I do like this one better. I'll talk about why. This is a very, very cool car. The cool factor on this car is, I mean, it's way up there. I really wish that Greenlight would do it. Limited to 3220 in this color, so it's not a rare car by any stretch. I was quite surprised. Well, let's take a look here. These are so rare. There was a dude in my neighborhood, my old neighborhood, who had a white one of these. People see these and like don't even know what they are. But this is a Chevrolet Monte Carlo Aerocoupe. And I already tossed the package down. Let's see if I can recover it. 87. Sorry about that. It's a 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo Aerocoupe. What makes it an Aerocoupe is the rear glass. Now, to do this car, it's a G-body Chevy, which everybody knows, that everybody that collects knows that these are highly sought after. Whether it's a Johnny Lightning or a Greenlight, a lot of collectors go after the G-bodies. Whether it's a Buick Regal or a Monte Carlo or a Malibu or whatever it is. But this is just such a quirky car. And the fact that Johnny Lightning went ahead and did it, and they did this back in the day. I think this is a Praying Mantis tooling. It could be learning curve maybe? I don't know. But I know that they brought this out before round 2. But it's nice to get one with the... Why is that not focusing? It's nice to get one with the round 2 love. And by that, what I mean is look at the detail with the brake lights, reverse lights, all the graphics. I love the orange and red stripe. The wheels on this thing are killer. I'm pretty sure those are prototypical. The rear glass, which is what gives this car that Aerocoupe designation, But pretty awesome that they put the exhaust, or the exhaust, the defrost in the rear window. Johnny Lightning does that better than anybody. I really wish Greenlight would get into that, because it's a detail that really does take a car up a notch. The interior of the car, also very nice. It's an authentic gray color, which was very common for that time. Gray and red interiors were the 1980s. That is awesome. I love this little car. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know that I take these Johnny Lightnings because of their three-piece wheel and tires. I do a lot of wheel swaps. That will not be happening with this car. This car will be staying as is. You know, you would think that they could do this with the regular Monte Carlo tooling, but you can't. It's got to be a different tool because the trunk is completely different. Like the whole rear part there is completely different. The silhouette of the car, I think, is the same. Like from this angle, but on the regular Monte Carlo, the trunk goes a lot further that way. I don't know. I'm just happy to have it. It's a cool car. Very quirky. Very unique. No one else has ever done the Aerocoupe in 1:64. This is it. And a very cool Minnesota State Police. I got out a couple other cars that I wanted to look at. And since finishing this layout, it's I don't know, it's been kind of fun pulling cars out and photographing them. It's just amazing how much better cars look. Like, the cooler the background, the cooler the car will look. So here is a Chevy Kingswood Estate from Auto World. Quite possibly the nicest station wagon ever produced in this scale. I love that car. Alright, what else did I get out? Let's take a look at this. My last layout, I could never get the right lighting, and I don't know that I'll be able to on this layout, but I'm going to try. I think it's definitely better. I love this car. Let's get this out of the background. So this is a Toyota Supra, and this is made by Tamiya. Tamiya does a lot of the modeling material, so they do a lot of paint, thinner, varnish. They actually make the weathering powder that I used to weather the bridge. So all of that weathering is from Tamiya. Got a little bit of rust, a little bit of weather. Also, it's the same stuff that I used to weather that Skyline, which is parked out back, and also that Bronco. So it's the same stuff. The brand that makes that also made this car. Tamiya is very, very big. I'm pretty sure they're based in Japan. There's a guy who did a video, I think he's Australian, and he went to their headquarters in Japan. I think it's Japan. It's somewhere in Asia, but I think it's Japan. And he went to their headquarters and he videotaped, I just gave my age away. He recorded his whole tour of their facility. And he posted it up to his YouTube channel. So Tamiya, you know, it's mostly old, like 1 to 24 scale military memorabilia. They don't do a lot of this type of stuff. In fact, I didn't see any of this type of stuff in his videos. But when you look at the detail, which I know is probably not going to show through that well because of the color of the car, but you have transparent lens taillights with reverse lights and indicators. You have very clear Toyota badging. That's not your Hot Wheels dot matrix printing. Prototypical wheels. Rubber tires. Now let's flip it around and look at the front. It's a very nice rolling car. So the front of the car, you have transparent lensed headlights, which are nicely detailed. You have more Toyota badging. And one thing this car has that I'm not a big fan of is the opening doors. But that's okay, it's a black car, so the shadows are very well hidden. And it's not a huge deal to me, but if you want to see the interior detail, there you go. Right-hand drive. So right now, in my opinion, this is the nicest 1 to 64 scale Supra that you can get, at least of this body style. There are some earlier ones that Tomica Limited Vintage did and Kyosho, but neither of them did this body style. But Aoshima did this body style, and that one is really nice as well. But Tarmac Works announced that they were going to bring this out later this fall. So I'm hoping that they bring this car out in a nice civilian deco, because they do a lot of racing stuff. So, I mean, I'll get it either way, but I'd rather have a civilian deco than a racing deco. That is a great looking car, though. I also brought out all Toyota. Brought this guy out. This is a Toyota Crown Custom. It's a Crown Custom van. And these Tomica Limited Vintage castings are just about as detailed as it gets in the scale. There really isn't anybody doing a better job. Not just with the level of detail, because Kyosho does an amazing job of detail, but the overall quality of these TLV cars is just very high. Most of them have metal base, prototypical wheels, sprung suspension, and just a very solid build quality. Lens, headlights, and taillights. So I really dig this car. I'm glad that I got it in this green color. The other color that was available to me was the silver. But this is one of the rare instances where I took a hard pass on the silver. Such a good roller. It's so quiet, so smooth. It's the whisper of quality. That's what that is. Roll a green light down the road. And that one's not terrible. A lot of times they make some pretty horrible rattling noises. Let's see if I have another new green light around. Let's try this one. That's not bad. It's a top 10 casting right there. I mean, look how awesome that Ford Explorer looks. Can't wait to get that Dodge Durango that's coming out. The last one that I got out is this. I don't recall what year this is, but I think it's like a 78. I don't remember, but it's a Toyota Celica GT Coupe. And I'm not sure, but I think this is probably my favorite Konami casting. Not that I have many, but the Konami castings I don't have, I've had a bunch in my time collecting. And this one, I don't know. I just find this to be my favorite. It's got really nice wheels. Those are prototypical wheels. It's got a super nice interior. It's got a great paint job. Rubber tires with tread. Lens, headlights, and taillights. Proper scale, proper proportions, proper stance. Very nicely done. And so with that, we will wrap up this video. All right, everyone. Have a good night. I will holler at the next video.